I'm just going to go with it that everyone can see my screen. So, good afternoon or good morning, everyone, or wherever you are in the world. I'm extremely excited to speak here. I will be talking about deepfake technology implications, and I want to start off by saying a huge, sincere thank you to Dr. Ozier, the mods, and everyone else who's organized this event, and many of you who are actually supporting the event. This is super huge, and I'm not going to leave out Team Replay. We love Team Replay too, and I'm going to be Team Replay for a lot of these things today and the other speakers, without their contributions and what they're adding to this, it really wouldn't be an event, right? So really, thank you to all the other speakers and those who are joining. Really, it truly is the collective efforts of all of us in the community that make this event a success. So who am I? I'm just Chuck, right? I kind of stay passive observer. That's kind of that's my comfort zone. But I am a husband, a father, and a veteran. I'm huge into security awareness. I'm a security awareness advocate. That's actually how I broke into cyber. I came from a more of like a network and telephony background, and really struggled to find my way into cyber. But I did find it through awareness, and it's amazing. I am a student, so I do, not only am I a, husband, father, work full time, but I am a student also. I'm trying to get that like lifelong learning, and it's really been paying off in dividends. And I'm dedicated to service to others. I really value serving others and seeing where their goals could be reached or how I could assist in that. A huge part of what I do is really the selfless service and that's really what makes me up as a person. And I'm a member of the Simply Cyber community, which I'm extremely proud of, and I'm grateful to be a part. So on our agenda, we're going to speak on the overview of deepfake technology, the risks and challenges posed by deepfake. We'll talk about some convergence of artificial intelligence. Not really much there, although just really all these things coming together as one. And then the awareness and countermeasures that we could have or that we could create to do this. Now, I did want to speak about some key takeaways. I slightly hope that we could have the takeaway, the potential impact that this could have on our individuals, ourselves, or in society or the world, and the importance of the certain cybersecurity measures that it takes to combat deepfakes. Maybe 30 years ago, it was a pretty easy task to combat some type of deepfake, and that would be more of a photo in that time frame. But these days, it's getting harder and harder as technology evolves. And then the role of AI and social engineering in the creation and detection of deepfakes. This is kind of going to go along with the process and how it started, but then the detection also, right? When we speak about the convergence. So here's an introduction to deepfakes. I forget the who made the definition, but the definition is essentially a video of a person in which their face or body has been digitally altered so that they appear to be someone else, and it's typically used in malicious ways, right? So what does that all mean? It's really any type of media, audio, video, text, altered by AI that could convincingly mimic someone else for deceptive purposes. We don't see that there. I mean, there's all these different Instagrams or TikToks and other accounts of something that would have a deep fake in a positive way. I don't really see a lot of deep fakes of a family member who's passed and they're still around through some type of digital thing. Or just something beneficial, right? A lot of times it's really used in malicious ways, or it's used, for entertainment. So the types that we're going to talk about, or of deepfakes, are textual deepfakes, and these are really texts that mimic the style of a specific individual. And we've all seen examples of those in various news sources and things like that, where we ask ChatGPT or something to write a verse in the style of Eminem, and it does an extremely good job. These are not as threatening as others, but we'll see how those really take a play into what we do later on. Fake videos or they're fabricated of a person replicated with someone else's likeness. We're going to show us a few screenshots of those so you see what those look like. Audio deepfakes, which is becoming more of a concern, in a lot of things around the news where we relate it to scams such as the grandparent scam, CEO, things like that. And then just image deepfakes. Image deepfakes have been around, since images were around. Everyone's always trying to deceive someone. Here's a timeline of essentially the deepfake thing. And so in '97, there was a rewrite program that was created. Not really a lot going on then until 2014, and then even more popularity, I guess maybe mainstream popularity, where we see the Obama and Peel kind of skit, right? Since then, the technology has been evolving. The threshold or the bar to be able to break into that type of technology is even cheaper, right? I believe for the Obama video, that they use a combination of a publicly, just like an app and Adobe After Effects to create that type of situation. But what happened in 2014 was a generative adversarial network, and it's really it is a machine learning system where two networks kind of talk amongst each other to create something fake. So what happens if you're looking at the bottom there in the generator network, that creates a fake image or fake something, to the best of its ability, and it goes to the discriminator and it tries to pass it off. What the discriminator does is the discriminator then checks real images or real sources and kind of compares that, provides feedback to the generator network saying, no, the nose is off, the hair's not right, that there's some, weird lines around the cheek, whatever the case is. And it kind of cycles or loops through that process until there's something legit that could be worked out, right? So when we think about deep fake, we really want to think about deep learning. And this is exactly what it is, right? This is just a quick example of what that looks like. And here is the 2018 or 2017 skit of what I'm talking about. At first Obama had started out just saying, I'm going to say things I've never probably heard me say before, and then you saw Jordan Peele was the one voicing it. And I believe just in this instance the mouth was kind of there. Maybe at the time everyone's like, that looks extremely, think you could see it now, going back through time, that it was altered, but really, a popular piece in that type of area. Lately, or in the past few years, Miles Fisher and Tom Cruise, extremely realistic deep fakes. I think it really complements that he has like the same mannerisms and things like that. So a lot of entertainment value there, but it could be, could be scary too. So when we look at the risk, and I'm trying to speed up for time, these really have a potential to cause embarrassment. So we think about our invasion of privacy. When I think about myself, I don't want to see myself with kind of photographs that would be non-consensual and things like that. We're looking at extortion. That's always a type of scam. Whether it be someone social engineering someone to send them photos, right, and then they'll try to extort them for some type of purpose. And in this case, you could just essentially create that picture yourself and try to extort the individual. Reputational damage is huge. False narratives, and then false evidence in legal disputes. Think about the implications it has when you're creating all this false media, and it's not true, and you're just tying up the resources of the legal system, or lawyers, things like that, and trying to prove that this isn't really a legit image of you or of someone else or of a situation. Political misuse is huge, right? We want to, think about creating false narratives, propaganda, influence. We think about the false news events. We don't want to really lose trust in those news sources that we get, or those political institutions, and this has a huge impact against that. And it also harming the credibility of political figures. So, between that, the potential international tension, that's all huge. And when we think about the international tension, it may be easy for someone in a different country, or outside anywhere, to maybe realize that a video was fake, or that it wasn't, nothing really happened. But what about those textual uses of deep fake, right? Where you could kind of quote someone in a style that they said it. That's a lot harder to prove that it's false, and some things could kind of expand overnight. Check in time. I'm so sorry. Now, as far as cybersecurity threats, this does lower the entry level for creating effective attacks. The common factor, at least in my opinion, or the common threat that anyone sees, is people, right? We could have all these resources, billions of dollars protecting our network, but the people are going to be the weakest link at the end of the day. So so by inserting this textual thing, or even if we go to a video method of authentication and there's a deepfake there, we want to watch out for those phishing or social engineering attacks. Access to unauthorized systems. Hey, I'm calling the help desk. I can't log into my account. You see me on video, right? I really need access to the system. we got to watch out for that too. And then of course scams to destabilize organizations. So there could be some type of scam that's involved with deep fake where it kind of an organization could greatly suffer, right? And sometimes word spreads faster than the truth, and organizations could be could really fall victim to that. So on September 12th, the NSA, FBI, and CISA had put together this document. I encourage you to go look it up. This is why I wanted to put this here. It's contextualizing deepfake threats to organizations. That there's a lot of really great information in here on some of the possible threats, some of the things that are known, and some of the future aspects. So I encourage everyone, if you want to look more into this, this is a great resource, and then there's lots of other things. Now, some of the challenges in combating thing, right? We'll never have, we'll always be behind the curve, right? So as new technology comes out, just like any type of cloning or whatever the case is, the detection is going to be slightly behind that. Automated detection may be impossible as things get bigger or better in the future. So, what we want to do is we want to look at policies that we invest in or that we support that has really a long term look at deepfakes. Checking time. Now, as far as a convergence, right? AI is being used to create deepfakes. AI could also combat deepfakes, right? So we want to really invest and look into that. Cyber does play a crucial role in protection. We want to look at these policies, these controls that we have to recognize that this could be a threat, and what could we do to ensure we don't have a breach or anything like that. And social engineering is just always there. So where do we go? Awareness, awareness, right? We want to have awareness training around the tools, the technology, the procedures, what's going out there. Anytime that something's new, we really want to spread that awareness, and yeah. I don't know if I have an ending slide. I don't have an ending slide, but I guess I'll scroll back to the front real quick. And I do want to thank everyone for their time. It was such an honor to present here, and it's a scary feeling. I can't tell you. I felt like I wanted to throw up all morning long. But it's truly a privilege, and I hope that this was just at a basic level for everyone, and we could further the conversation in the community.
No, thank you very much, Chuck. You were spot on time. No problem whatsoever there. Oh, wow. I kind of went a little pink here. I'm playing around with the colors behind me, trying to get into that simply cyber vibe here. So, talking about, the deep fakes, that's kind of a hot topic for me as well, that I've been going around on the circuit because it's all part of social engineering. And folks know that that's what I like to talk about is social engineering. So one of the things that I'm kind of curious about, and folks, if you've got questions, definitely drop them into our YouTube chat here so I can see them. I'll have it come on up here. But question I did have for you real quick, Chuck, is, and if you covered it, I apologize, but what are we seeing in the way of being able to detect these deep fakes? I know there is some technology out there. Have you come across anything that's going to be getting, or how long it'll be before we get it to where we can see it in real time as they're creating it in real time?
I didn't do a lot of research around the detection methods. When I think about these topics, just like anything, or if I'm thinking of like AI and voice, right, which is
Right.
pretty huge, I always think about having a communication plan or having some type of plan. It almost like a phishing email, right?
Yep.
You get an email, you think that something's suspicious, do you act on it right away? Is it trying to touch you in a certain way? The same thing with deepfake. If this isn't as far as technologies, I don't know, but as far as deepfakes are concerned, if you're seeing something but you're not seeing it in other reliable sources that are credible, then
Right.
that's obviously a huge red flag that that's probably deep fake. I would always proceed. Thank you, Carrie. Huge. Oh, and I wanted to say sorry, Kennedy. I've always wanted to say that. So sorry, Kennedy. Take your time. Just with anything, slow things down. Look to make sure that that it's on other news sources. The entertaining stuff is fun. It's fun to share. Fun for that to go viral. But as far as stuff that could do harm to someone or even another country and organization, we really want to look at that and just ensure that's correct.
Cool. Any questions from the folks that are in the audience? Because this is a great chance to be able to ask Chuck some good stuff about deepfakes and what you think about it. Because, yeah, I know with what we've got coming up in our, 1 year from now, literally to yesterday, 364 days to go with our elections. I am like a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs when it comes to the videos that may start surfacing out from nation states regarding our candidates next year, running for president, running for office, running for whatever. But our election season next year is going to be crazy. And you've kind of touched upon it already, but any other final tips or thoughts for folks with regards to that?
Um, it's tough, right? We all consume media more these days than we
Yeah.
do ever, right? Every time that we turn somewhere, we look at our phone and ad. It's all there. I would just say, use common sense in a lot of things. If something's striking you emotionally or to the point where you feel extremely strong about it, right away, just step back and ask
Yep.
what's going on here.
Yep. Kind of my whole thing of trust and verify. You
Yes,
always
sir.
want to, we do want to believe it because it's out on the internet, and we have that desire to kind of believe what we see. Because for years, and you look at previous generations, they had the news, and everything that was told to them on the news had been triple checked and multiple sources. And nowadays, there's more what's the word, fictionalism, or going for leading lines to get the story out there. But definitely, thank you again very much, Chuck. This was great having you on here. Fantastic topic. I know everyone seems to have enjoyed it as well, and a lot of folks are kind of coming back going, yeah, I forgot about deep fakes that could be used for elections. So I think if we can start waking folks up to that for next year, I think that's going to come a long way as well. So,
Yeah, and I'm so sorry, and I don't want to hold anyone up.
nope,
As
you're
far as
good.
deepfakes in the workplace, I would say, threat actors are smart. They know what we're doing,
Yep.
right? That they're
Yep.
gonna contact our organization, our business, and try to do something, and we're gonna say we needed you to be on Zoom, right? So then threat actors are gonna say, okay, well, if I need to be on Zoom, I need to obviously invest in AI, deepfake, and things like that to then pose as Chuck so that they believe me, it's believable. So I would say as we look at causing problems in the workplace, a lot of great solutions out there to even stop this stuff in the first place, but we need to re-educate our folks around awareness that not
Yep.
everything that you see is just truly what you see, and to have other verification methods. And for my family, I would tell them a code word and say, if I don't tell you that code word, then this isn't a real emergency situation, and you need to understand you're not talking to me. So that's what I would say. I do apologize for throwing that last thing in.
No. That is an awesome topic, a point that you made, Chuck, because that's what I've done with my girls. I've got two 20-something daughters out in the world. And I know that with regards to, you talk about the voice deep fakes that are going on, that's a multi-billion-dollar attack vector for cyber criminals that are out there making billions of dollars. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Have code words, definitely. Ask questions, ask weird questions, because a lot of the time they're prepped with responses on those deep fakes. And if you've got like a weird question that they're not expecting, if they've called up with a traffic accident or something, then you can kind of go, hey, remember last night when we were at Disney World, that ride?
Yeah.
What was that ride we were on? Totally throw them for a loop. But yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
tell people, did you talk to Uncle John? Yeah, I've spoken to him. I don't have an Uncle John,
I don't
right?
have an
So
Uncle John.
yeah, have
Yep.
something like that. Hey, thank
Ex-
you all. Thank you, James. It's truly a
yep.
privilege to speak to you, and a privilege to be here today.
Great. Thanks, Chuck.